Here's the border crossing in question, the Peace Arch between Vancouver and Seattle. The Council on American Islamic Relations claims about 60 Iranians, including many U.S. citizens, were detained this weekend and asked questions for up to 11 hours. Customs called the social media posts, quote, false, and denied that the federal government issued a directive to detain Iranians. Activists, lawyers, and even the Democratic governor of Washington shot back, calling Customs denials, quote, not credible.
What do you make of the reports that there are some Iranian American citizens being held for hours up in Washington?
Well, it's definitely unusual.
We went to Ana Patratz-Acosta, an immigration law expert at Mitchell Hamlin, to help us make sense of the reports.
Would it have been legal for them to look at somebody, say they're Iranian American, and then detain them for questioning?
Well, I think the thing that may be problematic in this case is that they seem to be detaining people based on their ethnicity or their race.
It would be illegal for Customs to do that solely based on ethnicity or race, but border agents could cite national security as a reason for questioning, and they don't need probable cause at the border.
The federal government has a pretty wide-ranging authority to engage in questioning or detain you or conduct searches.
They cannot, however, deny U.S. citizens entry into the country.
CBP does not have the right to refuse you admission into the United States. They can detain you, but eventually they have to let you go.
To be clear, the same groups that reported detainments at Peace Arch say that they were all released. Danny Spiewak, KARE 11 News.